What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be previewing the last home and away game of the 2020 season against Port Adelaide. So let's run that intro and jump straight into it. So just before we do jump straight into it, in regards to that competition that I've been running for the $50 gift voucher for the Collingwood shop for 1,000 followers, it'll be getting drawn on Tuesday. I'll be making a video, so that'll be during my review of this Port Adelaide Collingwood game. Stick to the end. I'll do a draw. It'll be up there, and the first to see it is via YouTube, and I'll probably put it on Instagram as well. So you still got time to enter it. Closes at midnight on midnight Tuesday, so Monday night. Entries will be closed, and good luck to those who entered. Thank you. I've seen hundreds of comments, so thank you so much. So let's jump into this preview now. So Port come into this game on fire, pretty much. They've got their last 4 wins in a row. Their most recent loss coming 5 rounds ago against Geelong. They got smashed, but they're top of the ladder for a reason, or not at the moment. At the moment, I think they're second. But they've been top 2 for most of the season, top of the ladder for most of the season. They're a good side. They haven't had to travel a lot like that. I'm pretty sure they didn't even go to Western Australia at all during this sort of hub and stuff. So I think, although a good side, and that's evident from them only losing a few games, I still think we do have a chance to knock them off. But we know that Port have been beating teams. That's all that really matters. They've been beating teams, they've been gaining momentum, and they want to finish first, so they're going to come out firing. As for us, that Gold Coast game, it helped us play finals. We're locked into finals. We can't jump out of the 8, which is great, but the first half was atrocious. Not atrocious, but it was pretty bad against the Suns. Second half, we really piled it on, and we got our Collingwood game going. Jordan De Goey back and stuff like that. Treloar really does help. Our form has been up and down like it has been all season. We've won 3 of the last 5 games. We are starting to, and I said this in my review of the Gold Coast game, come into the right sort of tempo at the right time. So I do enjoy watching us in that second half against the Gold Coast Suns. Maybe that's the form that we take into the finals, and definitely the form that we need to take into this Port Adelaide game. So the last time we met Port Adelaide, cast your minds back to round 7 last year at Marvel Stadium. It was the Chiron match. So sad. We know, thoughts and prayers with his family and stuff like that. But we came out there and we won for him. We kicked 7 goals in that opening term. Insane, unheard of for a Collingwood side right now. 7 goals in the opening term. Port Adelaide did come back. We ended up winning by about 39 points, I'm pretty sure. And it was a good display. We absolutely smashed them in every sense of the word. Stevenson had a good game. Adams went off injured with that groin and he was out for a little bit, so we were 1 player down already. But in that game, like I said, Stevenson kicked 4, Elliott, Mychek, all our forwards were firing. Also in that game, Pendlebury and Treloar were just absolutely on fire. Pendles was best on ground, 36 disposals and stuff like that. We do have a good recent history against Port. I remember a couple of years back where they were just smashing us or beating us whenever they had the opportunity. But we do have a good recent history. I think we match up well against them. Only time will tell if, that form from the second half of the Gold Coast game last week correlates to a 4-quarter performance against the Power. Port's midfield has been absolutely smashing it. And, midfield, including their ruckman and stuff, they rank first in clearances per game, first in tackles per game, second in disposals, second in points. They ranked 12th, or their opponents ranked 12th for hitouts when it comes to versing Port Adelaide. So we know that their ruckman, I think it's Lysette at the moment, can match it up against anyone. And we know Grundy's been down, so it's going to become a battle of wills in that ruck, as in, will Grundy play? Are we going to rest him or not? Will Grundy, if he does play, have a good game and get into that form that we know he can play? He seems injured or he just seems down. We need our star ruckman to be doing ruckman things like in 2018 and, for most of 2019 as well. He's had a really down season going up against Port Adelaide's midfield and their ruck. Like I just said with those clearances and stuff like that and opponent hitouts and stuff, it's going to be a hard game for our midfielders and for Grundy or whoever it may be in the ruck. With another long break in between games from the Gold Coast game to the Port Adelaide game, it gives the boys a chance for more match simulation that we saw happening last night. A little bit more training, physical contact training and stuff like that. So, midfield to forward connection, yes, I'm like a broken record. I keep bringing it up. But last week against the Suns, we went at 42% inside 50 efficiency. So that was like 19 shots from 45 entries or something like that. We have to get that up to at least 50% a conversion or 55% conversion. We lost a lot of games this season by a couple of goals, right? Or we lost a lot of games because we got it in a lot, but we just weren't doing nothing with it. To win games, you have to kick goals. It's simple. Jordan DeGoey will be better for it with, okay, he kicked 4 goals last week, but the team's chemistry in the forward line is going to work a little bit better now that DeGoey had that 1 week there. Cox played probably his best game since the 2018 prelim last week against the Suns. Does Steve-O come in as well? Josh Thomas and Travis Varco, they need to bring that 2018 form. I think we have the skill to knock off Port, but it starts with that mid to forward connection and converting goals. So predicted ins and outs, it's going to come down to, do we go into this game wanting, I know we go into this game wanting to win, we go into every game wanting to win, but we have finals locked. Do we start resting players that we're scared to lose? Like, what happens if we play Darcy Moore and he does his hamstring and then he's out for 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Or Jamie Elliott or Jordan DeGoey? Like, I know you can say that about every single game, but in a game where we already have finals locked in, and I feel like Port might rest players as well, do we take out Moore and bring in Keane? Do we try Roscoe again and take out Varco or something like that? So I think my ins and outs, and this might be different, it's just off my own thoughts. Darcy Moore out, Travis Varco out, and Grundy out as well. What I think will come in, or who I think will come in, Darcy Cameron, Jaden Stevenson, and Mark Keane. Only because I still think we'll be able to win without Grundy, Moore, and Varco. I just think that they're too important. Going up, we don't have a second chance, and they're too important to get a knock or, just give it a little bit more of a rest. But the coaches are going to want to win this game. We don't want to have to verse West Coast in the first week, but we'll talk about that later. I feel like we're going to win, and I feel like we're going to win by a good margin. I'm feeling 5 goals. I feel like we're going to absolutely come out and pummel Port Adelaide, and they can stick their prison bar jerseys where the sun don't shine. Big calls. Jordan DeGoey is going to kick another bag, 5 goals, and what a phenomenal player to have back just in time for finals. It's a must-win game. It is. And I know what I just said about resting players and stuff. It's a must-win only because we know that West Coast should be finishing 5th. And if we lose and the Doggies win, we finish 8th, which means that we go to Western Australia and play West Coast. What happened the last time we were in Western Australia and played West Coast? They absolutely pummeled us to the ground. Sure, we weren't going as good as we were now, but you don't want to verse West Coast first week. I'd rather verse a St Kilda or a Melbourne or a Western Bulldogs, someone who's kind of on our level, and I know we can beat. I know we can beat them. West Coast do so well against us. I'm scared to finish 8th and verse West Coast up in Optus with the umpires on their side and the West Coast Eagles supporters, and it's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. So let's just win this game. Let's go out there and win this game. Also, just a quick shout out. If you follow me on Instagram at Swoop Luke, you've been seeing all week I've been doing Pendle's hashtag SP314 posts. He is going to break the all-time Collingwood games record and the all-time Collingwood captaincy record set by Nathan Buckley, and it's just a huge feat Huge. Absolutely huge. My favourite player of all time. He's definitely probably the GOAT Collingwood player in our history, right? I know he's only got one premiership. No Brownlow, probably the most deserving player of a Brownlow that hasn't won a Brownlow, which is absolutely ridiculous. But he breaks 2 records on the game against Port Adelaide. The guys are going to get up for him 100%. And it's just, we get to witness the best Collingwood player ever. We get to watch him live. And he's probably got 2 or 3 more seasons left in him. Just the way he goes about it. Such a workhorse. And it's just, it's insane to think that we get to see him play. This is a guy that you tell your grandchildren about. That's how good of a player Scott Pendlebury is and how much he means to Collingwood. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. Are we going to win? By how much? Who would you rather verse first week of finals? So until then, leave a like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.